Story: The horrific story of an 11-year-old serial killer. On May 24, 1968, Martin Brown, 4 years old, was found dead in Scottwood, Newcastle upon Tyne, England. That raised eyebrows. The people and police took it for an unwanted accident, so no meaningful action was taken. But after a few weeks, another brutal murder spread panic in the area when the dead body of 3 years old Brian Howie was found on July 31, 1968. This alerted the parents to protect their children. The police also started the investigation to find the murderer. The brutal killing shocked the people as both the children were strangled to death and their necks squeezed. No one knew who could be the serial killer or why he had done so. A little background. A certain level of thinking coupled with emotions and feeling triggers a reaction. Generally, we guess that the children will think about play and entertainment all the time. They wouldn't indulge in serious or heinous acts by nature, but contrary to our guesses, sometimes some delirious children think about nasty things such as killing others. Among such pitiful children was Mary Bell. When she was 11 years old, she was obsessed with killing and acted on her thought reasoning the consequences of her actions. She strangled 4-year-old Martin Brown in an abandoned house on 25 May 1968 and killed him brutally. The police accordingly found notes that claimed the killing, but they took it for a prank and didn't follow it. However, she did not stop there. She took the life of another angel, 3-year-old Brian Howie, on July 31, 1968, and left his body of an industrial area of Scottwood region where children often used to play. This time the murder was more brutal and nasty. She not only strangled the child but also cut his hair with scissors, wounded his thighs, and mutilated his genitals with a blade. Not only that, but according to the police reports, she had an accomplice, Norma Joyce Bell, a 13-year-old girl. The last name is the same for both the girls, but they had no relation. When they killed the victim, they left his body there and went away. Later on, they returned to the place and carved the first letters of their names on the belly of the victim. Initially, it was believed that Norma carved an N on the victim's belly that was later on amended by Mary from N to M. Police investigation. The horrific killing spread panic in the general public, and the police department started the investigation process to find out the serial killer. The police collected initial information about the area and possible criminals, as the suspect could be anyone. During the process, they focused more on the children in the area and questioned them about their recent murder cases. Of all the children, 2 girls, Norma and Mary Bell, appeared to act strangely. When Norma was questioned about the murder, she was smiling and expressed her excitement at the murder story. The detective noticed that Norma is not reacting to the questions naturally and is trying to feign something else as she took this story as a joke. On the other hand, Mary Bell also tried to be evasive and react strangely to the questions asked of her. She even went on to add more stories to it that confirmed the suspicions of the police. During the investigation, at one point, she said that she had even seen the victim playing with another 8-year-old boy in the area where the accident happened. At another point, she claimed that the 8-year-old was having seizures. The police inquired about it and found that on the day of Brian's murder, the boy, who was blamed by Mary, visited the airport. During the investigation, the police didn't share the information about seizures, but Mary Bell mentioned it in her story that implicated her. When Norma was investigated again, she disclosed the secrets of Mary and informed them how the murder was committed. According to Norma, Mary took her to the abandoned house to show her Brian's body. There she told her how she squeezed Brian's neck and how she enjoyed it. When the police arrested Mary, she said that Norma was lying and making trouble of her. Her evasiveness made it difficult to fully confirm the murder as she blamed Norma for the murders. Nonetheless, the police arrested them both and put them on trial. During the trial, the police searched for more information and found additional evidence. They searched a nursery school after 2 days of Martin's death where they found writing notes, scribbled childishly that it claimed, "I murdered so that I may come back." And another note claimed, "We did murder Marion Brown." Later on, Mary admitted that she wrote those notes. Accordingly, other children also overheard her that day screaming and pointing to the house while saying that, "I'm a murderer and that's where I killed." During her confinement before trial, she was also overheard by female guards saying strange things such as, "I like hurting little things that can fight back." During the trial, both the girls blamed each other of the murders, but the detectives noticed that they shared warmth for each other even after implicating each other during the trial. That's why the court called for a psychological checkup. The psychologist found that Mary's mind was not sound and showed symptoms of psychopathy. During the trial, the court found that the real culprit is Mary Bell, so on 17 December 1968, the court acquitted Norma and Mary was convicted of murders in line with the English law of diminished responsibility. Justice Cusack, the judge who pronounced their judgment, expressed his great concerns about the future of the children of the area and said that she is a very grave risk to other children. Thus she was imprisoned at Her Majesty's pleasure, a legal term that refers to the indefinite and undetermined length of prison. In September 1977, almost 9 years after her imprisonment, she successfully escaped from Moore Court Open Prison. The incident happened when she was transferred from the young offenders institutions to a grown-up prison when she reached adulthood. But to her bad luck, the police immediately caught her and put her back in the prison. Despite her escape history and previous record of being a serial killer, she was formally released in 1980s, serving 12 years of sentence in the prison. At the time of her release, she was 23. The court granted her anonymity to hide her identity to avoid difficulties in life. She was granted a new life with a new name. And well, what do you think of this case? This is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. This is my English project, and my name is Annette Chaires. Goodbye.